Hi, in this lecture you learn how to send an email from an Outlook or a Hotmail address. For that, we're going to be using smtplib. This is a standard Python library, meaning you don't need to install it. This comes shipped with Python. Once you import the library, then you want to prepare the email, which means you want to define who the sender is. In my case, that is a Hotmail address. So you can either put a Hotmail address or an Outlook address here. This is a throwaway account that I've created. It's an Hotmail address. And then the receiver. The receiver, in my case, would be a Gmail account, but it could be any email address. And the password of the sender. So the password of your Hotmail or Outlook account. Now, you can either place the password in here. I've created a temporary password for this account. So you can either place the password in here as a plain string, or if you want to be more secure, so it's up to you. It is recommended to make it more secure, like I'll show you just now. But it's up to you. You can also leave it your password here if that's not your main email account, for example. So if you want to be more secure and if you are using REPL, then you can go to secrets, this icon here, and then here adds a key such as passwords and the value. The value will be your actual password. So paste it there and press on add new secret. So you have just created an environment variable in the REPL system. Then you can delete that and use os.getEnv and then place the name you gave to that environment variable. So passwords in capital letters, that's what I entered, and then import os. Now this is what you do in REPL. If you are using your local computer and you don't want to save the password as a plain Python string here, then you want to go to pythonhow.com and then search for, here in the box, search for passwords securely. And this is the article you should follow, how to create a password securely on Windows and also on Mac or Linux. And then once you follow those instructions, then you write this line here. So the password will get the value from the environment variables. For simplicity though, I'm just going to write Python 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the plain password in here. And then carry on with the message. So the message or the content would be a multi-line string. Now what we're sending this time in this video is a plain text email. So it's not an email that contains different fonts. For that you need an HTML email, which is what we're going to do in the next video. So this is just plain text, no fonts, no attachments. And the syntax for this is you need here a backslash and then you write with a capital S subject, colon, space, and then write the subject of the email. For example, hello, hello. Then you want to make a break line and leave an empty line there, and then carry on with the body of the email. So the content. This is Ardit. Just wanted to say hi. So you should follow, you must follow this syntax with triple quotes here, so it's a multi-line string. Then you have the backslash here, subject, colon, space, the subject, and then a break line, empty line, and then the content, the body of the email. So that concludes the preparation of the email content. Now we want to start up the server, the SMTP server, and send out the email. An SMTP server is a server whose role is to send and receive emails. Now, we're going to use the Outlook SMTP servers, and for that we need the domain of that server and the port of the server. And these two are publicly known, so all we have to do is create a server variable and point to smtplib.smtp. So that is a class, and it expects two arguments. The domain, so smtp.office365.com, that's the domain of Outlook, and the port is 587. Once you have instantiated the server, you want to say server.start TLS. So you are starting the TLS protocol, which is a protocol to send emails in an encrypted form. And then you want to say server, so you always point to the server now, .login. With the login method, you are logging into your email account, Outlook or Hotmail. So I'm logging into this email account now using the sender variable, so that's email address, and the password variable, that password there. Once you log in, we're ready to use the send mail method, which expects again the sender and the receiver and the message. So that message, that string. And then finally we can say server.quit to quit the server, and yeah, you're ready to run the code. If there are no errors, then you probably already received the email. So go and check if you got an email in your receiver account, which is this one here. Now, be careful if you're using a new Outlook or Hotmail account, then it's probable that the email might be ending up in your spam folder or junk folder. So that is the case for me, and that's the email. So you see the subject is hello hello, and this is the body of the email. I can report this as not spam so that next time I'll probably get this email in my inbox. So this is a Gmail account that I entered here in the receiver, and that's a complete code. In the next video, I'll show you how to send an email that has HTML instead of plain text. So basically you can enter rich elements, you can enter font and other elements using HTML. So let me show you that in the next video. See you.